I'm Alice O'Connor. In 1986, a group of women legislators, lobbyists, staffers, and accomplished women from state agencies and the private sector gathered on the Edgewater Pier to chat over a few cocktails after a typical day when the budget process was in full swing. This was a time before fax machines, email, and cell phones. The term glass ceiling had not yet been invented, but we knew it existed. Our good friend, Virginia Slims, kept telling us, "You've come a long way, baby." But our conversation still ended with, "Yeah, that's true," but at some level there was this sense that we were waiting for men to acknowledge us. Some women felt so overripe that they were already rotting, still waiting to be acknowledged. After that one night on the pier, it was crystal clear to me that we women needed to create our own circle of celebration. But it had to be devoid of whining, men bashing, and partisan politics. It was time for Wisconsin women in government to be born. The handful of women who said yes after just one phone call came from Democrat and Republican circles. If they're here tonight, please be sure that you thank them for the thousands of hours that they put into the creation, because it truly was a team effort. The initial committee, if you could call us that, was Georgia Mulcahy, Pat McCormick, Diane Harmelink, Sue Mahoney, and Joanna Richard. There was also one female lawmaker who was the only one at that time who enthusiastically said, "This is a great idea. Use my name, use my office, use my staff." And this is former State Representative Jeanette Bell, now the mayor of West Dallas. The four initial sponsors that we had who also said yes after just one phone call, and the ones who gave us the seed money, our $2,000 to begin, were General Electric, Miller Brewing, the Wisconsin Hospital Association, and the Wisconsin Automobile and Truck Dealers Association, specifically Mary Ann Gerard and Gary Williams. Our core group was super clear about the values and the guiding principles that shaped everything that WIG would do. We believed that the organization would not belong to any one individual. It was a vision, and it would belong to anyone willing to make it a success. We believed that all women, whether paid or unpaid, Democrat or Republican, at whatever level of government, did make a difference. We believed WIG should not be an elite organization, and that's why ticket prices for many years never exceeded $25, and no one was ever turned away for their inability to pay. We also believed that every high school girl nominated for Badger Girls State would never, ever again be robbed of this experience because they lacked the $150 needed at that time to go, or the transportation to get there. Most of these talented girls came from the Milwaukee's inner city or extremely rural parts of northern Wisconsin. Besides financing their registration fee and transportation, which oftentimes was a round-trip bus ticket with mom, we even tossed in $25 for a little spending money so they could get a t-shirt. We believed our profits should be used to create scholarships for financially needy women because we understood that education is and was the meal ticket out of poverty. We believed our scholarships would complement financial aid packages at both 2-year and 4-year colleges. Besides tuition, we also funded books, babysitting, and transportation, key obstacles for women. Alverno College deserves special recognition because they were just awesome in working with us to achieve this flexibility. One of our first scholarship recipients was this amazing young Afro-American girl who had 3 children with different fathers by the time she was 18. Despite these incredible responsibilities at such a young age, she managed to get her GED, and some of us were able to attend her college graduation. And yes, we did cry. Another one of our scholarships helped a woman in her mid-50s who needed to return to work after her husband had died of cancer, and all their financial resources had been depleted caring for him. We helped her return to a vocational college to become an LPN. Our first year, publicity was flyers taped to every elevator inside the state capitol, every state agency bulletin board, and good old word of mouth. We had a sold-out event at fire code level. Donna Shalala was our first speaker, but she had not yet started as the new UW-Madison chancellor. The difficulty was she refused to be met at the airport. She really didn't know Madison yet, and as she drove herself to the Inn on the Park, she got lost. While we waited very nervously for our speaker to show up, all the men who had shown up for our first event, all 2 of them, were pointing out something on our menu. They said, "Real men don't what? Eat quiche." Tom Melvin, the former Assembly Chief Clerk, who is with us in spirit tonight, and former Senator Dave Hellbach were very good-natured about the fact that they left the dinner hungry. We reminded them that the quiche was the only thing we could afford and still have money left in our budget for chocolate. By year 3, Suited for Success was launched and WIG started expanding other programs. I was asked if I ever envisioned women in government ever being this successful. And the answer is real simple. Yes, because I saw all of you in this vision. The real heroes of this organization are all the women that each and every one of you has helped. Some of these women and young girls hold their lives together at times with little more than duct tape and just a little sliver of hope. These women and young girls aspire us when they say, as long as I can look up, I'm gonna get up, and they do. Growth, of course, breeds new challenges. Sustaining success can be challenging. For anyone discouraged by the inordinate amount of work it takes to accomplish something meaningful, or perhaps the possible despair that you might feel along the way, I really want to leave you with some advice from the mom of a dear friend of mine, Adrienne Ramirez. Adrienne's mom, Luann Gilbert, is with us in spirit tonight. But I think her expression really perfectly sums up how much more each one of us is truly capable of when we think anything unattempted is impossible. Adrienne's mom used this expression, and I think it holds the secret to the future success of WIG. And here's the expression. If you think you're too small to be effective, you have never been in bed with a mosquito. Thank you, and God bless all the great women and all the men who support great women. Thank you.